Right into today's video, we are starting off by adding the Makartt base coat. This is pretty universal to all of their products, so definitely have this on hand. I'm going to be adding that just to what would be the natural nail portion of my practice hand, and then I'm going to be curing that for at least 30 seconds. And I'm actually going to be going in with this beautiful color called Bronzer. This is one of their glittery shimmer polygels. I am so excited to be doing some polygel nails for today's video. I haven't done some in a while, and every time I do them I want to expand and get a little bit more comfortable with them. So here we are. I'm going to be adding this around the cuff of the nail. I'm going to try to do kind of that blended peekaboo style glitter. And I'm just going to go ahead and make my life a little bit easier and apply it on all of the nails, and then add the base coat over top as well, and then just start patting it into it. I personally like to use the base coat as my slip solution. It's just preference. I tried it with the slip solution, and for me personally it did not work as well as I wanted it to. So here we are. We're just gonna go ahead and use that. Test it out if you guys have struggled with polygel, and let me know what you guys think down below. But I'm gonna be going in with a little bit of base coat on my brush as well, just so that everything is nice and coated and everything blends and pats down nicely. I'm using a very small amount of that glitter because I'm gonna be layering on more product, and I want to make sure that the nail doesn't get super bulky. So a very small amount, I'm pushing it up into the cuticle area, and then I'm just going to blend it all the way down and make that nice little sheer area so that when I go in with my other color it blends nicely as well. Now I wanted to try something a little bit different and add some glitter to the tip, so that way just like the middle portion will be the nude color that we're using. I don't know, what do you guys think? I thought it would be kind of a cute little accent as well, and then we're going to be doing a design in the center, so let me know your thoughts as well on that. Same process, I'm adding a very small amount to the tip, and then I'm going to quickly just kind of push it to the sides and then blend it out so that when I go in and layer, we do not have a very thick amount of product in that area. Now, I feel like a lot of the time we get into our own comfort zone and we do not want to move out of it. I know I personally am like that. So being able to work with polygel allows me the alternative if I do have a client that has an allergic reaction. Like I've mentioned before in my videos, Brittany, my client that you guys all adore, came across that issue, and I figured since I already know how to use a few different products, I wasn't too concerned because now I'm able to kind of switch it out without struggling. So if you know how to use multiple different products, it is a game changer and definitely is helpful. But obviously you will get the gist of like one product more than another, so stick what you prefer to, but it is always good to have other options. I'm also going to be doing a video here soon using builder gel. If you guys do not know what that is, look it up. I am so excited to be doing a video on that because again, it's going to expand our knowledge and we're going to be able to use other products if needed. Now I'm going in with this beautiful nude color called Blended. I saw it and I became obsessed with the color. It is absolutely stunning. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly start patting it upwards and then blend it out nice and thin where I have that gold color. And then we're gonna be going downwards. I'm just using that same patting motion, making sure that everything is fully coated with that base coat is gonna allow me to just blend it downwards very, very easily. Now, I wanted to take a moment and just quickly talk about Makartt's website. So as many of you know, tons of companies are coming out with a Black Friday sale, and I am so excited to be sharing Makartt's sale for this holiday. They are going to be offering 45% on their entire website, which is insane to me. And not to mention, you're going to be able to stack on top of that 45%. You will be able to add my 15% discount code. So that is a total of 60% off of all of the products that you shop during their sale. Make sure you guys go on their website and check out all of the stuff that they have to offer. I absolutely adore all of their polygels. They recently came out with cover powders as well. So if you guys prefer acrylic, You guys will not be disappointed with their formula, and the color selection is absolutely beautiful. I also wanted to mention before I get into actually using it, the Stephanie drill is one of my favorite go-to e-files to recommend whenever you are on a tight budget. I totally understand that as a beginner nail tech, sometimes it's hard to invest in really expensive products, but the Stephanie e-file is my all-time favorite. I absolutely adore it. I will be using it a little bit later in the video, but definitely recommend that, especially with the insane sale that they're having. Highly recommend it. It is a huge steal to be able to purchase it at such discounted prices. So make sure you guys check out their websites and show some love on all of their social media as well. Now, if a lot of you haven't tried out Polygel, definitely recommend it, but I will say it can be a little bit on the sticky side, or a lot of bit on the sticky side. So make sure you guys are just gently patting it, and once you notice that your bristles are kind of grabbing onto that product, add a little bit more base coat or use a little bit more slip solution, whichever one you prefer, and start to work out the product again. Do not overthink it. I feel like Polygel is super easy to use, but the more you overthink it, the more you're gonna overwork the product, the worse it's gonna get, the stickier it's gonna get, the more of a mess you're gonna make. So make sure you guys are not overthinking this process. I absolutely love Polygel for many reasons, but the main thing that a lot of people really like about it, as well as I really love about it, is the fact that it has no odor. So that already is a plus. Doing them in the comfort of my home is super easy because I do not have to worry about turning any fans on or having any ventilation system because there is no odor to it, which is always a plus for sure. I'm going to be taking their clear Polygel and I'm going to start working that product all the way up. I am using a larger amount of this in comparison to the other colors that I used, simply because I'm going to be encapsulating the entire nail using this and adding that nice thickness that I want for the length of the nail that we're doing. Again, just taking a little bit of base coat to work that product out. I'm using tiny little patting motions, and then once I start wanting to drag the product down, I'll use a little bit more pressure and start kind of pulling at the product just little by little. I'm not trying to thin it out a lot. I want to keep that bulk product on there so that it gives me that nice shape and thickness to the nail. I'm gonna go ahead and finish that on the rest of the nails. Always remember to cure in between whenever you feel it is necessary. I was actually curing in between each nail just because I know myself, and with Polygel I will mess it up. It's not like acrylic that like it starts drying on its own. It will not cure until you put it in your light, and for that I am using my Pro Light from Makartt, and I am putting it at the 60-second option just to make sure all of that is nice and cured. I'm gonna go ahead ahead and work that product on the rest of the nails, focusing on that cuticle area so that it is nice and flush, and then keeping that bulk product on the entire nail. Now for this nail, I figured I would do 2 beads just to see how I liked the difference. So obviously if you're going to be adding another bead on top, you want to make sure that that first one that you applied is nice and cured, and then you can go in and layer another bead over top of it. So I wanted to make sure and kind of figure out whether I liked doing the 2 bead method, just because with polygel sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get it nice up in that cuticle area and also keeping the thickness on the rest of the nail. Yeah, you can work with it, but sometimes it can get really annoying. So I wanted to see how well it layered on top of each other, and I definitely really liked it a lot better versus trying to kind of just mold the entire nail out. Especially if you're not comfortable using polygel, I totally recommend doing both beads and then going from there. Once everything is dried, always make sure you place that in the light for a full 60 seconds. I now am going to be using the Stephanie e-file. This one is in the color pink. I also have it in black, and I did want to let you guys know that I'm going to be giving this away, so stay tuned for that giveaway. It's gonna be used with just one time. I couldn't find my black one, so I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and show it on camera so you guys can see the beautiful color that it is. And then I'll be cleaning it up very nicely, packaging it back up, and sending it to one lucky winner. I will be doing tons of giveaways throughout the month of December, so I'm going to be saving this for that time. Stay tuned because we're going to be doing a buttload of videos during that month, and that is going to include a lot of giveaways as well, since I love to show appreciation to you guys. But I'm using the e-file at a speed of 5,000 RPMs, and then I'm going to be going in just with a bit around that cuticle area, making sure that that product is nice and flush. Now you can tell right off the bat that the powder is very fine, so it looks a lot more than what you're used to seeing whenever you're using acrylic. So do note that it is very thin, so you don't have to use as much pressure when filing in comparison to acrylic, which is also a good thing, because when you want to go in and switch out the color, it's not going to take forever. It files extremely easy. But that being said, you do want to be careful because you can really debulk the nail without even wanting to. So make sure you guys are using very light pressure during that process. I'm actually going to be taking my hand file and filing the rest of the nail with my hand file because, like I mentioned, it's really easy to accidentally debulk that nail, and I definitely do not want that. I have the perfect thickness that I wanted, so I do not want to overfile at all. And using my hand file gives me a little bit more security doing that process. I'm going to be going in on the sides, shaping that nail out, making sure that it is nice and squared. We're going to be going over top of the entire surface and filing it into the perfect smooth surface. Now I need to get my life together and go ahead and charge my dust collector. I wish I would have charged it before filming this video so I could show it to you guys, but I have used it in the past and I absolutely adore it. So if you guys are looking for a really good dust collector, highly recommend that one. It's called the Symphony Nail Dust Collector, which is super small, compact, and sleek. It looks super cute, which I love the aesthetic of it. Not only that, but it also has a USB port, so if you need to charge a phone or anything like that, it comes in handy with that for sure. The power is really good and it's not super loud, and like I said, it looks really cute on a table, so definitely recommend that if you guys are interested in checking that out. Make sure you guys take advantage of these insane sales. I promise you it'll be 100% worth it. Now we're going ahead and flipping the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, and I'm going to be filing that tip again just to make sure that everything is super squared. It's going to allow me to see any imperfections that I may have missed from my view. Highly recommend doing this if you haven't already. It makes life a little bit easier. I'm just going to be going in back and forth, holding that finger nice and sturdy so that it doesn't wiggle all over the place and cause discomfort. Obviously this is a practice hand, but you guys get the point. Now I'm going in with the buffer that has been my favorite lately. It makes everything super smooth. I really like these. And then I'm going to be going in and cleaning the surface of the nail with a reusable wipe that I actually use for my makeup, but I couldn't find my lint-free wipe, so we're just going to go with that. I'm using a little bit of alcohol and fully cleaning and wiping off the surface of the nail along with the practice hand so that when I go in with my nail art, everything is dust-free. And I'm not even gonna lie, this did a really good job. So if you guys are interested in like reusable type of wipes, definitely recommend these. But I'm gonna be going in with their white gel polish. Their gel polishes are one of my favorites as well. I use them a lot and I've actually used them for nail art also, and I definitely recommend them. They are very affordable and they have a huge selection of gel polishes as well. I'm going to be going in with their white one and just doing kind of like a lightning bolt type of vibe, but it's actually going to be for a marble design. Super simple. I figured I would do something very basic, elegant, and cute for those people that love something a little bit less crazy when it comes to nail art. I do a lot of intricate nail art, but sometimes a nice simple marble set with a little bit of glitter is all we need, especially when it has nude and the gold tones and then that white. It just makes everything pop and just looks super elegant. And this is one of those designs that would look really pretty also on short nails, so definitely try this out if you guys like the type of design. But it's going to be giving like a rose quartz type of vibe. I'm just taking that, doing my random little lines, and I'm actually taking my gel brush that I used for the Polygel application, and I'm dipping it into alcohol in that little container. I put a little bit of alcohol, dabbing it on my paper towel, and then we just start using that to spread it around. If you have acetone, mix the two together and it will make it a little bit easier, but I didn't have acetone on hand, so I'm just using the alcohol. You could always go in a little bit more with the alcohol, like do 2 or 3 rounds of kind of trying to blend everything out, and it will give that beautiful marble look. I'm going in and deepening up the middle section of each of those little lines just to give more of a realistic look. We're curing that in the light for a full 60 seconds. Once it's out of the light, I'm going in with the top coat. This is the top coat from Makartt. It's super, super shiny, definitely very durable. Highly recommend it. And we're going to be placing that in the Makartt Pro LED light for 60 seconds, making sure everything is fully cured. You can always do 2 rounds of that if you feel a little bit more comfortable with that. But that pretty much concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a ton. And don't forget to go shopping.